This week we've been looking at telling the time, and today we're going to do a little bit of practice of telling the time, but we're going to be doing it at a dinosaur park. So think Jurassic Park in your minds. And today you're going to be drawing clock hands to show quarter past and quarter to the hour. I know that these times can often be a little bit more tricky than half past and o'clock, so we're having a bit more practice with those today. And it is feeding time at the dinosaur park, and your job is going to be to work out which dinosaur needs feeding next. So you can see that there is a clock in the bottom corner there. Have a look at the hands, see if you can work out what the time on that clock is. If you need to, you can pause it and you can work it out at home. Okay, I'm looking, and I think when the big hand is on the 6 like that, we know it's half past. So I'm going to click on 8:30. Well done, if you got that one right. Now have a look at the clock again. See if you can work it out. If you need to, you can pause. Quarter past 10 is correct if you got that one right. Well done. If you got that right, well done. Have a look at this one here. Is it quarter past 9, quarter to 4, or 6:30? Well done if you got that one right. This one, is it quarter past 12, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock? Which one do you think it could be? Well done if you got that one. If you said quarter to 5, you got that one right. Well done. Have a look at that time now. Is it quarter to 10, 10:30, or 9:30? You can pause it if you need to. 9:30. If you said that, you got it right. Well done. Now have a look at this one. Look at where those hands are. Have you got there quarter to 12, quarter to 9, or 9 o'clock? It's a bit of a tricky one. And if you said 9 o'clock, you got that one right. Well done. Now, we know, don't we, that on our clocks we have 2 hands, sometimes 3, but we're not going to worry about that third one today. We are looking at the 2 hands, and the small hand on the clock tells us the hour. We call it the hour hand, and when that points on a clock, it tells us what the hour is. And we have a minute hand. That hand on the clock is the longer hand, okay, and that tells us how many minutes past the hour or how many minutes to the next hour. It was the hour, and the longer hand is the minute hand. Well done if you got that one right. Okay, 3:30 means that the minute hand has travelled halfway around the clock face, just like that. Okay, that's why we call it half past. You can imagine it as a fraction going all the way down. And we can use the long hand to show the minutes. The minute hand starts at the centre point and points down towards the 6. The clock shows a half past time, but we need to draw in the hour. And it's 3:30, so the hour hand is halfway past the 3. So it would be there. Okay, remember it's not exactly sitting on the 3 because it's already gone halfway past that hour. And remember that the hour hand should always be shorter than the minute hand. Otherwise it would be very confusing if you were telling the time. Okay, I want you to now work out what times are being drawn on these clocks. That's a long hand pointing to the 12. And a shorter hand being pointed to the 6. Can you work out what that time is? 6 o'clock. Let's try another one. Long hand on the 9. Shorter hand on the 7. This is a tricky time. You can pause it if you need a bit of time to work this one out. It's 7:45. Okay, that's the long minute hand on the 3. And the shorter hour hand, that's just gone past the 12. What time do you think that could be? Pause it if you need a second. That one is 12:15. Now, what you're going to do is have a look at some of these worksheets. And for this, it is a timetable of which dinosaurs are being fed at which time. And you might see something like this if you go to the zoo or the Sea Life Centre. And what you have to do is have a look at the times that are on the right-hand side of the sheet, and it will tell you the time, and you have got to draw it on the clock face, and that will tell you at what time the animals are being fed. And then if you manage to get that one done and you want to stretch yourself a little bit further, we have got some diving into mastery sheets that you can have a go at. You don't have to print these out if you haven't got a printer or you don't want to. You can have a look at these on the screen and you can write them on your whiteboards or on a piece of paper at home. The last thing before you get started on your worksheets. An archaeologist has discovered this clock face carved into the rock. One of the clock hands has been worn away, but we don't know which, so its exact time cannot be certain. Which of these times could not be the time? Okay, you've got a choice of 9 o'clock, 9:30, 9:15, 4:45. Which of these could it not be? And can you explain why? It's a good way to test your brain.